What's up guys, Nate here from The Run Experience. We are here talking about the Reebok Harmony Road, boom, running shoe. We're gonna do a little review of it. I'm just gonna share some of the things that I like and don't like as I do with all reviews. And I'm also gonna say like who this would be ideally suited for and the type of running it would be ideally suited for. So stay tuned. So let's talk about some of the things that I kind of really enjoyed about this shoe. First of all, for me, I am very particular with shoes that have wider or narrower lasts, kind of the last here. And I'm very sensitive to shoes that are on the narrow side. I personally don't really like them very much. So I was pleasantly surprised when I put these on that they had a nice wider forefoot, maybe a little wider than I've seen in some of Reebok's previous running shoes. So I was very pleased with that. And I found that, it's got a little bit of stability and stiffness here, which I like, but I can still kind of rotate this guy. The cushion and arch support for me is kind of just the right amount. I'm mostly a neutral running shoe person, so that's probably what I would liken this to. So I was very sort of happy with those general sense of a feel. I'd say probably more on the traditional running shoe. This has a little bit more of a traditional heel toe drop, probably somewhere closer in the 8 to 10 millimeters or so if I would have to guess, maybe a little bit higher. And that's nice if you're someone who's used to that or has a little bit stiffer calf or ankles and you need that heel lifted off the ground a little bit. Like the shoe was pretty light. I felt like I could still keep up a high cadence, no problem. And it felt pretty responsive. So all those things were gravy. And I thought that, if I was going to be running for, another half or full marathon and getting some mileage on the road, this would be a great shoe for that, where I would get that support and stability and cushioning I need, but it also had just enough room for my foot to kind of do its thing, which I'm a fan of. And then, when we look at the upper nice kind of thicker tongue, which I sort of liked. The lacing, I like these flat laces, those are pretty good. I like always the option for the extra shoe hole up here. Good mesh, pretty breathable, pretty pleased with that. And then just overall color scheme, I think it's a pretty sharp looking shoe. So in the next segment, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that, I would say to potentially watch for in this shoe, but potentially where it may not be good. And then we'll finish off with who this would be the perfect person for, or the perfect shoe for. You're the person. This is the shoe. Okay. Now, the things that I wasn't quite as big a fan of this shoe is basically the antithesis of the things that I think make it good or what I like about it. One, it is, for a more traditional style running shoe, it's got that kind of clunkiness in the heel. Now, some of us sort of need this additional heel support, but I find that when you're trying to find the ground, it's pretty easy to find that heel first, which can sometimes lead to overstriding and a little bit of excessive braking, where that foot is on the ground a little bit longer before you come over it. So I'd say if you're in this shoe, it's going to give you that support, but be sensitive to your cadence and other things like that as you sort of move. The other thing, as I said, it's a little bit wider. So for some of you guys got narrower feet, you may not love that. And all depending on the arch support, you may find you need a little bit more, a little bit less. So yeah, the only really thing that I didn't like so far is probably just the little clunkiness in the heel, but the other aspects of the shoe I thought were pretty good. And in terms of, I think this shoe would be perfect, as I was saying, for that, beginner to intermediate, half marathoner to marathoner looking to build up their miles. And they need a good distance training shoe. A word of caution, we tend to buy a pair of shoes and we tend to wear those shoes everywhere in all activities. This is a great distance training shoe. I wouldn't necessarily choose this shoe for the track or for my tempo runs or for just being in the gym. I could kind of go there, but I'd probably want something that's a little bit lighter and lower to the ground and gives me a little better sense of feel. Guys, before I go out on a little run and get a few more miles on these things, we have a free gift for you on everything you need to be successful as a runner, not just run workouts, not just the darn shoes, but your ability to drive really well in those shoes and how you drive your body. So We're talking strength training, we're talking injury prevention work, and we're talking about running technique as well. Some really cool run workouts like nose breathing, the nose breathing mile challenge. It's all in there in our 2-week quick start guide. We want to give that to you. All you need to do is click the link at the end of this video, and there's also a link down in the description. You'll get an opportunity to put your name and email in that link, and we'll be able to send you your workouts. Definitely, if you like this video and this review, hit that like button. If you have any comments or requests for future reviews you want to do, let us know. We'll definitely get those in there in the upcoming weeks ahead. And of course, subscribe to our channel. We got more great running stuff coming at you each and every week. All right, guys, going for a run.